United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so now we'll continue the public hearing for Brusco Heights Drainage District. Is there any further public comment? Okay, so now we will read the resolutions. Randy, you want to do this?
So I, Councilwoman Kelly, offer a motion tonight to dispense with the reading of the following resolution, as all members of the town board and the town clerk had copies prior to the meeting and copies were available to the public to adopt the resolution. The following resolutions are the resolution making certain determination in relation to and finding it to be in public interest to establish the Brusco Heights Drainage District, and the resolution approving the establishment of the Brusco Heights Drainage District. The motion to dispense with reading the resolutions and adopt it was seconded by
Second.
Steve Frazier. Town board discussion?
I think we've had 2 opportunities for public hearing as well as many during the planning board process, so I think any comment from the public has been available as needed, and I think at this point we can close the public hearing and move forward and adopt these resolutions.
And I'll second that.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The public hearing is now closed. Okay. Public comments and questions on agenda items only. There doesn't seem to be any. So now I will ask Liz Spira from Dutchess County Action Partnership to stand.
Microphone around for her.
You'll have to sit down.
I know I'm short, but.
Not bad.
Okay,
Oh man, danger zone over here. Just trying to light a little bit. Hi, my name's Elizabeth Spira, and I
Can
am
you,
CEO.
excuse me 1 second. Can you turn the lamp off on that while she's speaking?
like in her eyeball.
There you go.
Thank you. Again, I'm Elizabeth Spira. I am CEO for Dutchess County Community Action Partnership, and we are a private not-for-profit designated as the county's anti-poverty agency. We were formed in 1965 by then-President Lyndon Johnson as part of the network to fight the war on poverty. So there's over 77 community actions throughout New York State. Nearly every county has one. And then there's over 1,100 across the nation and Puerto Rico. So part of what makes us a community action is that we're partially funded by the Community Services Block Grant, which is a federal funding stream that's exclusive to community action agencies. I would say that that fund is probably close to maybe a quarter of our total funding. The rest is, you know, the responsibility of the organization to leverage local funds to meet the needs of the community. We have both case management services, some self-sufficiency services, but we also do emergency services as well. I've prepared a packet of nearly everything that we have, because you never want to miss an opportunity to share good information. So our mission is to partner with individuals and families to eliminate poverty and identify the resources and opportunities available to them to enhance their self-reliance. And the key there is to partner with the families, and we always try to approach in a strength-based manner. We believe that every family really has a desire to be self-sufficient, and that oftentimes some tragedy has pushed them off their course and they just need some help to get back on. You can leaf through a couple more pages or at your leisure. But one of the other programs that's under our umbrella now is Dress for Success, Dutchess County. And in that program, it's now become a multiple faceted program. It has the dressing, suiting of women for employment. And if they get the job, they can come back for a week's worth of clothes. So, and it's no cost to them at all. But in addition to suiting the women, they often have a caseworker that will help them with their interview skills and how to present at a meeting, how to answer questions without being nervous and afraid. So you actually sometimes see a physical difference in the woman as she gets suited because she's now got these coaching skills as well. So it's more than just the suit. And through that program and funding a couple of years ago, we were able to open a career center. So we now have a 4-computer station conference room with learning materials on job searching and resume writing. And we also have a one-to-one mentoring program, woman to woman, to help them through that process of gaining their self-esteem back and getting back into the workforce. We have women in that program between the ages of 18 and 60. So it isn't just that brand new entry into the workforce, it's sometimes re-entry, going back to work. The Retired Senior Volunteer Program is also under our umbrella. I've left some materials here regarding that program. Our role in that is to try to connect retired seniors, 55 years and older, with service throughout the community that can't function without the additional help of volunteers. And to make sure that it's a connection that the volunteer is interested in, because you want to make sure that it's really satisfactory to both. But on the other side of that, we have a responsibility to document and collect and document the hours, the numbers of persons and the hours in our Dutchess County region that provide free service to all of our communities to get the job done. So there's materials for that. What else did I include in next in this? That's heard. Some of the volunteer opportunities, even at Community Action, include we have thrift stores in our Dover location where household goods and clothing are marked substantially low to help the low-income families meet their basic needs. We find that it's sometimes more beneficial to offer something at a greatly reduced price so that the person feels that they have ownership of what they can buy. We'll give a voucher from our case management, but they can go and buy their own goods. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. We find that that is a strength-based approach to helping our low-income families. Weatherization services through Community Action. That program for low-income eligible households, an energy audit is done, a professional energy audit is done, and based on the results of that audit, it's determined what measures are needed in the house to reduce their energy burden. And all of the repairs to the house, all of the measures are put into the house free of charge to the family. There's no charge for the income-eligible household. We find that, on average, weatherization services will reduce the energy burden by 30%, and that's a substantial amount. We do a lot of senior citizen homeowners that are on a fixed budget, and a 30% reduction in your energy burden is a huge relief, and that money is passed along to all the other bills and stays in the county. I've put in some statistics. We are part of the state organization, New York State Community Action Association, and they do a poverty report. So I'm able to pull down a lot of the Dutchess County statistics, which I don't need to tell you, they're staggering when you think of the number of people that are living in poverty. I added at the bottom that from our own statistics, 72% of the families that we serve live at or below 125% of poverty, and they're employed. So it's not, sometimes there's that vision that it's the unemployed or unwilling to work, but in a lot of cases the families we serve are working and trying very hard to make ends meet. I did do a list of what we've done in the past year, the number of persons we've served. We served over 1,600 households last year. We have 4 sites, Poughkeepsie, Red Hook, Beacon, and Dover. So combined, we served over 1,600 households. Over 400 households received energy services in some way, either the weatherization, furnace repair. We do the county's emergency fuel and no heat services in the winter. It's the same as the heat season, so it starts October. They just closed heat benefits April 1st. So during that period, we help with the applications. We certify that they're correct and accurate. We make sure they're delivered to the Department of Social Services. We coordinate the furnace repairs for the no heat emergencies, and we also manage depots throughout the county for emergency fuel. Overnight or on weekends, families who have no fuel can get between 10 and 20 gallons of fuel to keep their heat on until they're able to apply for services. And there's some statistics on the food pantry. I did want to also mention, only because I run the statistics, so I'm always interested in what I find out, and sometimes very surprised. Families can access the food pantry every 30 days, but in running the report for any community, we find that that's not really the case. They come when they need to, which might be 2, maybe 3 times a year. And we're looking at maybe a $20 to $30 per person package. So when we think that that $90 for a family of 3, using that food pantry so you can pay your electric bill is how you're going to be able to make your budget match. It's not a, I'll just do my grocery shopping at the food pantry every month. It's because they need to. They don't abuse the service at all. And then I did a little bit brief services this past year for this community. I don't have the 911 or the DPW of exact streets, so I couldn't narrow it, but in this local region, there was one house weatherized. That is over $6,500 worth of materials and labor. 180 gallons of heating fuel were distributed to households in this neighborhood. 3 financial assists, and I'll mention that one of them, and we're very happy to be part of this program. We were here with I was here anyway with the Miles of Hope, but we do the Miles of Hope Gap Care Funds, which helps anybody who's undergoing treatment for breast cancer, up to $1,000 to help meet their bills because they're undergoing this treatment, and there's co-pays, and there's doctors, and there's travel. So there was one of those households out in this neighborhood received Miles of Hope Gap Care Funds. And again, the how many food packages were delivered here or shared with families in this neighborhood. The next pages in your package, it lists some of our key contacts, phone numbers and extensions, the directors of various programs. And then at the end, I have some of our, when I said that we have to leverage local funds, I've listed some of the various funders that help support community action programs. And I guess that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
Okay, well, if anybody needs any help with anything, have them give us a call. We'd be happy to
Thanks
assist.
for all your efforts.
Thank you, we appreciate it. Okay, now we will see Hugo Jewell from NYSERDA presentation.
So just this one? Okay, I can do that.
Check 1, 2.
That one. Which one? Whichever one.
You got it all. That's out of my face.
Oh, perfect. I was just going to ask.
I think I have it here.
Can everybody see that okay?